Here for a fair and balanced debate, Ian Pryor, Communication Director of American Crossroads, and Stephen Cobb, former General Counsel to the Democratic Virginia Party. Gentlemen, appreciate you being here. Ian, first to you, is attacking Jeb Bush the right way to do this, or attacking Donald Trump the right way to do this for Jeb Bush, or, as Politico suggested, is Donald Trump Teflon Don?
I don't think he's Teflon Don. I mean, I think, look, you can't underestimate Donald Trump at this point in the race. I mean, he's polling extremely well, but you can't overestimate what a poll in August of an off year is like. And you go back to 2007, Fred Thompson and Rudy Giuliani were leading in the polls. You go back to 2011, it was Rick Perry. Go back as far as 1991, Bill Clinton was in 11th place in the summer of the off year. So I think there are multiple ways that Jeb can really handle this, and choosing to go after Trump, especially for his record in the past, is one of them. And while it may not take hold right away, sooner or later, as the field whittles down, people are going to look more to the substance of Trump and less to the soundbite.
Give me the other perspective on this. Is it worth at this point trying to go after Trump, or is it better to sort of let him continue to bloviate and hope that at some point he self-destructs? Can you destruct him with attacks?
Well, the Jeb Bush campaign is clearly kind of off tilt here. They came in thinking that they were going to be the front runner, they were going to have the most money, they were going to be able to set the standard for really what this presidential primary is going to be. And now they're left playing catch-up. And so they're clearly flailing around a bit, trying to find any way to improve their poll position. And this is kind of name-calling and questioning of conservative bona fides is exactly that sort of desperate attempt to get back up in the polls. I don't know if it's going to work.
We'll see if it works. One of the things that a lot of the other guys are doing as well in this race, Bush, Walker, Cruz, a number of others are starting once again to really talk tough on immigration. And Jeb Bush used the term anchor babies at one point. Take a listen once some reporters came after him on that issue.
Do you regret using the term anchor babies yesterday on the radio?
No, I didn't. I don't regret it.
You don't regret it?
No. Do you have a better term?
I'm not. I'm asking you.
Okay. You give me a better term and I'll use it. I'm serious.
Governor.
Don't yell at me behind my ear, though.
Now, a lot of folks are saying that the reason that Jeb Bush and so many others in the Republican campaigns are going so strong on immigration is because of the way that Donald Trump sort of caught fire with his initial comments on immigration. So the question is, do people love Trump's views on immigration, or do people love Trump's way of talking about immigration and other issues?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think there are people out there that may not substantively agree with Donald Trump. But look, in this country we have sort of the perpetually offended liberal elite in the ivory white towers that have really, pushed this politically correct agenda on the rest of us. And people are sick of it. And Donald Trump has taken that on. And that's what's so appealing to people. Not necessarily what he thinks on substantive issues, but the way he is addressing them, the way he is taking on the political correct agenda. And he's going right after these issues. And I think people like the way that he is challenging.
All right, so style over substance. At some point, does substance ever matter? Do the issues at some point count, or are we in a new paradigm?
No, let's be reasonable here. There's a difference between straight talk and name-calling and just being a jerk. And Donald Trump likes to go out there and name-call people and say, no, this is about, not being politically correct and I'm going to get hit for it. Sometimes being a jerk is just being a jerk. And so we can rise above name-calling. We should be better than that, whether you're a Democrat, whether you're a Republican, whether you're an independent.
It's working so far for him.
Well, your guess is as good as mine, but I don't think it's going to work for him in the long haul. I think voters are going to come to their senses, and I don't think Donald Trump is going to be the Republican nominee, and I certainly don't think he's going to be the next president.
I think we can all agree that the field is going to close. At some point, it's going to thin out. We're going to have a more competitive.
Tom calls it the UFO component. We don't know what's going to bring down Donald Trump, but something very well could.
Well, certainly, but right now, nothing has. I mean, he is speaking to a population out there that is tired of sort of the vanilla talk of politicians. I mean, you look at Hillary Clinton, she's never met a position that she can stay consistent on. She, puts her finger up in the wind and figures out what she wants to say. People are tired of that. And whether he ends up in it for the long haul or not, he's brought sort of this attention to, let's just get to the issue, let's stop catering to what the media wants us to say, and let's talk about what's important.
Well, what do you make of the fact, though, that when he's pressed on something, he was on Meet the Press last week, he was pressed on the issue of where does he get his sort of foreign policy advice, he goes, I watch a bunch of the shows. There's no sort of like overlying organizing principles here. At some point, is he going to have to come up with those, or can he skate by forever on Make America Great Again?
Well, you hope that as the Republican field narrows, that they get more into policy specifics and going through those debates and going forward, in which case he's going to have to buckle down, try and get some real policy initiatives going. He's going to have to consult with some experts in the foreign policy fields in order to kind of coalesce around what his actual ideology on those issues are, and that hopefully, to my colleague's point here, that substance will eventually come through, and you won't be able to get by on sound bites.
Yeah, and I think we agree on that point. That we're going to have to get into more substantive issues with Trump.
Well, we will see. So far, he's been able to avoid it pretty well. Stephen, Ian, appreciate both of you guys being here. Your insights, it's, as you pointed out, a long, long way till November of 2016.
Thanks,
guys. All right, be sure to tune in to Fox News.